I do have some of those Wharfedale Linton speakers. You guys know about
Oh
those?
yeah,
Who sent
cool.
those to you?
A guy. No,
Oh, a
no,
guy,
just
okay.
no.
I was gonna say.
I guess like somebody who watches my videos or whatever. He reached out and
That's
asked if
awesome,
I would
man.
be interested in reviewing them because he was going to order them, and so he had them shipped from the place I cannot name because they would never return my emails. Jerks. Anyway, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Jerkfield.
They didn't even send
Jerkfield.
them. It was a guy.
Yeah, it was the guy. So he had them shipped to me. So I listened to him a couple nights ago, man, and I was like, oh, these are pretty nice. So
No way.
I was actually
Are
a
you
little bit
serious?
impressed. Yeah, but when you look at the measurements, you're like, what? But then when you look at the estimated in-room response, and then I actually measure them in the room, it all just kind of works out. I was like, okay.
Okay.
Like, all right.
That's-
So that one
that's
kind of caught
very
me by
interesting.
surprise. Yeah, I honestly thought it was going to be like just super hot and not sound good at all.
You
And I
know,
was like, okay.
you know, one of my favorite pair of speakers for a long time, small bookshelf speakers, not tiny, but pretty small, were
Yeah.
the Wharfedale Linton 85th anniversary,
Oh yeah, you
which
like
are
this one.
just smaller versions
Smaller
of the
versions
Linton.
of that. Yeah.
Okay. I
Very
didn't know.
similar, you know, that offset tweeter. Right?
Yeah, right.
And actually, I've heard those Lintons at when I was at Expona.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, you made a
did he give
video
the
about them,
stands?
dude.
Did he give you the stands that have the
Mm,
for
The record
vinyl?
holder.
No, he was going to wait and order those if he decided he wanted to keep them. He was like, I want to see, like, make sure they make sense for me. You know, he's like, I'm still going to listen to them, but I want you to measure them first. So anyway,
They got the 8-inch with the inverted surround, right?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't even looked at it that close, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I got them in, I set them up, and I mean, I put them on stands, but not the ones that they come with. So,
Well,
but
I
yeah,
like the
man,
way
I was
they look.
surprised.
I think they look
Yeah, they're
kind
kind
of
of just a throwback, you know,
Yeah.
like it made me think of the Klipsch Heresy, but they sound 10
Way
times better
better.
than the Klipsch, like so much
Oh,
better.
dude.
It's
Dude,
not even in the same league.
Come on, man. You got to use a tube amp, bro.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that's right. That's my bad. I forgot. I'll have to do that.
So okay, real quick. So what is it in the measurement that looked bad, and why did it not sound so bad?
So I can just tell you in the measurements, the directivity, there's issues in the crossover,
Mhm.
but the in-room response is pretty good. I mean, I would show it to you guys here, but I can't pull it up right now. But the in-room response only has a dip around 2K, and I wonder if that's like a BBC dip, like put in on purpose. I don't think that it is, but I am curious. So I was actually going to email Wharfedale and ask them, like, hey, is there an engineer who can answer a couple questions for me? We'll see. But yeah, they just sound, so when I first listened to them, it's just, they're very, I won't say super neutral, but they're pretty darn neutral. The tilt isn't really steep. So I would say, I'm just trying to recall off memory. I want to say maybe it's like 3 dB over the entire, like from like 100 hertz to 20 kilohertz. It may not be that much either, but it's not, it doesn't have the typical like Revel tilt, you know?
Okay.
But they don't sound bright. They work out to where they sound pretty good. And the only thing that I put down in my notes was I thought, like I said, the upper mid range sounds a little bit dull. And sure enough, man, when you look at the results, you can actually see like a little dip right around 2K. And I'm like, well, there it is. But there was something else I heard.
Did you feel like you had to play around?
Dude, they were right.
Like,
I put them right on axis, thinking like I'm gonna get blown away. I'm gonna have to tow them out, and I was like, "Wow, this is really nice." And then I played around, towed them out, but I actually liked them better directly on axis. I was surprised, man. I think it's going to be one that's going to catch people that watch my videos off guard, because they're probably like you guys are thinking it's probably not going to sound good. And I was like, well, dang, it's pretty nice. But the measurements, one set of measurements conflicts with the other set of measurements, you know, like, so what matters though is estimated in room, right? And the estimated in room response looks pretty darn good compared to, so anyway, you'll see.
It's interesting because the data will kind of tell you maybe what might be more important, like what is more important, like what, when you're actually listening,
right?
Yeah, the measurements say both of these things, right?
Right.
But as far as your experience, you know, okay, yeah, look at all the measurements, but pay more attention to this one.
Yeah, that's what I've always said, is the estimated interim response to me is probably the more important one to have.
Yeah, you called it the money shot, I think, last time.
Yeah. For a consumer, that's the one that you probably want to pay more attention to. If you're a designer, then you probably want to pay more attention to the CEA curves, in my opinion, at least.
But no, I think that's really cool because I liked them back when nobody was doing Klippel measurements, right? So yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know.
Like, redemption.
I thought they sounded pretty good.
Yeah, I was like, really? Like, all right, I can dig it. And the bass was nice. It wasn't like bloated or muddy or anything. It was just nice. And I was like, okay. And then I think anechoic, I'm ballparking here. Again, this is all off of total memory, but I think it probably went down to 50 hertz or so. And then it was just a nice, gradual roll off. No strong resonances that I saw in the data. The only thing that I heard was a couple tracks. There was this sound that kind of popped out, and I can't figure out what it was. And I put maybe like 800 to 1K, but I'm going to have to look in the data and see if I can find any. I don't know, man. It could have just been me making stuff up in my head. So we'll see.
I'm happy to hear that because it kind of just aligns with what I thought. Unlike.
All right. If you would like to join us every week on Mondays at, what time is it? About 6 p.m. Central, which is the best time. That's where I am. Make sure you join us at youtube.com/Daily HiFi. We out.